Hello. How are you? Yeah, it doesn't matter. But anyway, so okay, everybody loves slight interaction in whatever they do, right? Like if you build a presentation, it's you probably have slide in, slide out, all that jazz. In apps also you see this, but as you start progressing in your career, right, you start noticing that there's some things which you prioritize over gimmicks, basically. So gimmicks like this, for example. So if you notice right now, so when I do this, there is opacity, there is a y-axis animation that's going on, and it looks good. Like if I just do it like once or twice. So let's say if I just create a new draft, right, it looks good then, right? It's smooth, it's animating, it's not static, so it looks good. The problem is that let's say that okay, this platform is basically a social media manager. That's what I'm building right now. And let's say that your boss asks you to find something, and for whatever reason you need to go through this uh, drafts in order to find it, and you're doing this right now. So you're this, okay, this, so I'm pressing and then I have to wait, I'm pressing, then I have to wait, I'm pressing, then I have to wait, right? That's the problem. That's the core problem with the animations like this, or when you introduce animations or introduce them in a way where it's just a bad UX, you could say, right? It's a small micro interaction, but it's a bad UX at this point now. So, how do you handle this, right? So this is what I call adulting as a designer. Okay, like you want like your heart wants something. Right? You need something to happen there, but you just know, okay, it's not the best ideas to do it right now. So it's one of those places basically. If you look at the code, so basically this is the section which is so. The way this whole setup is done is that helmet editor is the main base, you could say, like this guy, like the main area, the main dashboard where rendering this component, like the post component, so which is like this Twitter component right now, this is the one. And then of course if you have other platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, all those, you will also see those being rendered in this section itself. So you got a main area that's like your main place where your component is rendered. Then so that could have animations, and then of course the component itself could have animations, right? So when it appears, let's say that it appears like this, we need to figure out the best practice. I mean, like, fuck best practice. I don't like best practices, to be honest. I like simple things. So we just need to figure out like how do we handle the appear for all the posts. It can't be just one post, right? It can't be, oh sorry, platform. It can't be for just one platform. Like it just work for Twitter and nothing else, right? That's weird. Imagining Twitter coming like this on y-axis and LinkedIn coming on x-axis, right? So for now, if you look at both, they both come on the same way, right? Yeah. So we want that. We want to contain. We want to keep that. Now, ideally, uh, okay, I don't know ideal. To be honest, like I don't know. I don't know what is ideal, right? Like I'm still learning this. What I know is what I like, which is basically I don't want y-axis and opacity animation right here. So if you look at the code, this is what is setting these things up. So the initial, which is like when there's nothing, right? When there's nothing right there, put the opacity 0 and y-axis 10. So basically move this bottom 10 and keep it hidden, basically. That's why you see it like this initially, right? And then you have a duration for that. So opacity is 0.1. Duration for y, I don't know why. It's like, I just say, even if I have to work with this, I would still put it like 0.1, so it's still snappier than it is right now. So now you see the difference right away. So I'll put that to 0.2 one more time so you can notice this. So see, so right now it feels like, okay, there's some lag. Like there's a lag in the platform, it feels like, right? If every time I click something, it feels like, okay, there's it's just the platform that is slow. It's not just my fault, right? It's just that the platform that is slow. And to be honest, the platform is not slow. Like I can give you an example for this. uh let's say that I put a video onto this. Let's say I upload a media. the, 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 the. And now I do this, right? So you can see like it's not that's the issue. The issue is with because of the animations, right? It's not the architecture, it's the animation itself. So you see why it matters so much, right? User might feel like the app is slow, but no, it's just the bad animation. So that's why. So for example, even a small change like this, like instead of 0.1 or 0.2, go with 0.1 and see the snappiness. Like it's just an instant difference that you will notice. So things like this matter. Another thing that I want to remove is the y-axis animation. I think, I'm not sure, but I think, and okay, so if you try, so yeah, let's go back to the topic that I was talking about, where I have this main component, right, which is rendering everything, and then there's components itself, right? The atom components, the main components where they're holding all these animations too. So for example, here, if I say y minus 10, right? So this should be just reverse now, but it's not. Why? Because the main animations, because we are basically there's this, yeah, we basically have animation here as well, and this is the place where if I change it to minus 20, now you'll see, okay, you see now it's coming from top to bottom, right? Because we have minus. I mean, to make it even more obvious, let's make it even more obvious. So you see now. So ideally what you could do, animations which are very common across all the, because you should have those, like for example when we talk about design systems, right, this you could say is part of that, like your design language per se, because again you don't want different animation for different platforms in the same editor basically, right? Like if you have Twitter, it should be animating in similarly as LinkedIn or any other platforms. So ideally what you could do, you, if for example if all of this is same, like in your initial is just opacity and y-axis, right? If that's all you're animating, maybe just don't do it in the internal component because you're already handling it via the main component. I could be wrong, I just don't know jack shit about this, but I'm just thinking. So maybe what we could do is this, like I don't want this, maybe don't want this, I'm just gonna keep the margin thing. I actually do need transition for that. I don't need transitions for this. Okay. So now if I go back, if I do this, so you see there's still a Y animation, but now notice this. Last time you remember that we could not change it from here. Now if I do this, you see, and now, and I mean to make it even more obvious, let's just put it minus there. So yeah. So now we're just handling it from here, which is perfect because now this is the same animation you're going to see throughout the other platforms as well that we're going to animate here. All right. So now I think I'm juggling multiple topics right now, which is very bad idea, but I just want to put a video out. So fuck it. Anyway, so yeah, I want to keep white, and but do I want it? Let's say that I put it 0. Let's say that I don't do any Y animation. Let's say that not even here. Animation, I don't need a duration for this right now. Let's say just comment this guy out. So now let's see if it's actually snappier. I'm just assuming this. It's definitely snappier, but let's just try this as well. Because of the opacity, let's just say it's 0.9. Let's just say this is also 0.9. Layout transition I also want, just let's say 0.1. So let's see if it feels more snappier now. You feel the difference like instantly. Now it feels like the app is just much more faster. It is actually not, like it's the same thing it was before, but a simple design decision actually changed the whole thing, right? And to be honest, I prefer, I mean, I don't need the Y animation so much that I will lose this, right? Okay, I imagine the user story that I need to find something quickly for whatever reason. I don't want to use search on anything, and now I need to do it via the draft. So this is snappier. This feels like, okay, I might be able to find it, right? Even though there's a media, there's no lag, right? So this feels much more snappier. I would prefer this over the Y animation. So that's like a quick introduction to how product think, how design works, animations, how you should set up your components, everything. Okay. Do I want to talk about, but and yeah, so let's just go back to the point where I said like, okay, this is the main hub, right? Like this code in Helm editor, because that's the one where we're rendering everything. This is the one which handles for all the platforms, not just LinkedIn, right, or Twitter. For all the platforms that we have, it would handle the entrance animation, basically just call that. Okay. So instead of having this in the internal components, I've put it outside. But like, what's the point of having it here then? Like, how can I use this then? Like there must be something, right? There must be something I could do with it. So, by the way, I should probably also remove this. Yeah. Let me also fix this up. Some codex. Okay, cool. Going back to the point. Yeah. So now, okay, let's. How can you use this basically? Like, why have it differently? And if you have it, like, how to take advantage of? So you could have a global animation or interaction, and then you could have something which is local to your that component. So right now the global is that as soon as I change the drafts, I don't see any y-axis. I just see a simple opacity change. So that's like global for all the platforms, right? But let's say for Twitter, what I want, or X, what I want is this, that we have some blur effect. Okay, let's just say that. So Helm editor, the main thing that's handling my opacity thing. I can actually, by the way, just remove this guy. I don't need that now, just because we've decided that, okay, we're not doing y-axis, so just y just. And then in the internal component, what we could do is this. So let's just say that I want blur basically for this example. Let's just say that I need a blur. I don't need this. What I need is a filter. I need blur basically. Oops. Okay, does it work? Does it work like this? Nope, I don't think so. Yeah, this way. Don't need this. Okay, and to animate the blur, let's just say filter, but here of course I'm gonna increase the value to something like this. And then do I need an exit for this? I don't. Or like this. Yeah. So basically, every time now I animate this, you see there is a blur, right? But that's not the case for LinkedIn. You see, LinkedIn doesn't have a blur animation. See, only Twitter does. Cool. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna keep the blur. I just don't need the blur. What did I do? Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about. This has already been over 15 minutes. We're probably gonna chop some of this bad boy up and gonna post this. Yee! Let's go.